Hey, what's going on, you guys? Now, before I start this video, I'm just going to say, please do not panic. Okay? Anyways, I'm not sure if you've been to your local grocery store in the past week or 48 hours, but was just wondering, what have you seen? Have you seen the stock shelves pretty full? Have you seen them empty? Just wondering. Please let me know down in the comments if you care to. But my experience, I went down to Costco, I think a couple of days ago, and I don't remember. It wasn't an intentional run. It was just, I'm in the area. Let me just go see if I could find a particular item. But when I walked in, I saw a lot of carts filled with water, lots of Kirkland cases of water, and I saw a lot of people with toilet tissue. And I wasn't planning to buy, a lot of things or stock up on a lot of items. But when I saw that, I decided to get a cart because, like I said, I wasn't there for like a whole haul or, to buy just basically to stock up my fridge. It was just like a one item thing I was looking for. So I decided to get a cart, bought some water and toilet tissue as well because it was looking kind of scarce. It was looking kind of scarce when I walked by, that area. But I was curious. I saw something last night and seeing something. I mean, I saw content last night stating that, there are shelves empty across the nation. And so I wanted to go back because I don't know if, it intensified. If people are panicking to go get toilet tissue, paper towels, or just, empty out all the shelves. So I went back to Costco again today. It was pretty full. They had a nice supply of water, but it was really, really full. Like it wasn't the normal stock. It was like spilling out into the aisle. Like they knew people were going to come and fill up their carts with water, toilet tissue, and paper towels. So they oversupplied. And I kind of thought that was weird, but I don't know if they do that often. But again, I did see a lot of people with like 2 cases of toilet tissue. They don't have the restrictions yet, I could tell, because people were buying like, what do you call it? Those flat carts of water too. And I'm talking about more than 10 cases. So I think the panic is slowly creeping in, but I do want to play this video from, where is it from? I don't know yet, but I want to play this video because it seems like, it's not a full blown panic yet, but I think people are starting to notice some things. So let me go ahead and play this video. I might stop it to, have my comments, but let me know what you guys are seeing or what your opinion is on this.
New today, consumer sentiment plummeting to one of the lowest levels on record amid a fierce trade war. Retailers are warning of empty shelves reminiscent of the pandemic, with the 145% tariff on nearly all Chinese imports in place. Yesterday, President Trump said he's ready to make a deal with President Xi.
Have you spoken to him since the tariffs? When did you last?
I don't want to comment on that, but I've spoken to him many times.
When did that happen, and what did you discuss?
I'll let you know at the appropriate time. Let's see if we can make a deal.
Meantime, major ports like the Port of Los Angeles are seeing a steep drop in imports from China. And joining me now, we have Lorianne LaRocca.
So on the steep drop, I've seen some other content where people are saying there are no ships in the port. There was like one ship. All the racks are empty. Everything is empty. Again, do not panic. But you might want to go to the store and get some things. I'm not saying to go buy a whole cart of, toilet tissue, but this might really impact people living on the East Coast, since I think most of the ships come through California, come to California, and then they get, routed to the rest of the country. But and I just wanted to make a point. I saw in another video that China responds and says, we have not talked to Trump lately about this, and they don't plan on pulling back. They're final with their decision. So that's not looking so good, but let me continue.
Global supply chain reporter for CNBC Business News. That Lori is also the author of the book Trade War, Containers Don't Lie, Navigating the Bluster. Lori, big welcome to you. So when it comes to the prospect of empty store shelves, which products could be hit hardest, and should consumers be worried? I mean, are you seeing a rush to buy certain things right now?
We really shouldn't see a rush because we actually have the items in. It's going to hit us in waves, Alex. And this is what we're going to kind of see with the timeline. Starting in June, this is where you're going to start seeing, those items that we love to get really cheap online. Those are the items that are going to get hit first. And those are like the fast fashion, products we might get on Amazon. And the reason why is that smaller businesses, they can't afford to have front loaded, right, all of these items in to beef up their inventory. Then starting in July, this is critical because this is the back to school time, right, where parents are going into the stores to get their kids their school clothes. So you're looking at backpacks, you're looking at notebooks, you're going to be looking at all of these items that some have been brought in, but there has been a major pause when you're looking at the amount of items that have been brought in, and people are just really uncertain, if you will. Is it going to consumer going to buy? We have seen the pullback on a multitude of different economic indicators in terms of that hesitancy. And without really any definitive acknowledgement of what's going on, we're going to see this pullback. And then in addition to the fast fashion and the school clothes, also electronics, because of the connectivity, right, of the inventory of the supply chain.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that in 1 second, but let me ask, because you're saying basically we have until June, that the supply is there as of now. Does that apply to the car industry? Because we reported people are rushing out to buy cars or renew leases or whatever they need to do.
Yeah, it really depends on the item. I mean, when it comes to the autos, Alex, it's those tariffs that have already been slapped. And so people are trying to get in there, right? Let's get that car that's out in the lot now before another one has to come in that will be more expensive. So that's...
Let me stop right there. The lady said that it's a good thing that the businesses have front-loaded product and that we don't really have to worry until June. I would highly disagree, because just because the product is available does not mean the price is going to stay the same. From what I'm getting or feeling from the women speaking is that, you don't have to worry. We have some time until June, but we live in the United States, and, money, money rules everything over here. Okay. They're going to up those prices. So you might as well just go to the store right now and get that item, that little toothbrush you were going to get for $2 rather than pay $8 when there's a limit to item. These people are in business. They're not here to make sure people have items in their homes. They're here to make money. Okay. And just like the old economics business 101 book says, I know you guys know this. Okay. Do I really have to repeat it? You're going to have low supply, high demand, high prices. Okay. I would go out and get some eggs, get some cleaning products, get some tissue, get anything that you need. I wouldn't overbuy because anything could change. But also what I'm hearing, it does take about 4 to 6 weeks for some of the supplies to come into our ports. So I think they stopped manufacturing or at least delivering to the U.S., I think a few weeks ago. So that means if they could come to an agreement, it might take 4 to 6 weeks. And you already know that some of the consumers are noticing this, and I'm pretty sure people are hoarding some of the items because back in COVID, whoops, should I say that word? the C virus time, people were really hoarding tissue, paper, just all kinds of products. And then they would go on eBay and sell them for 10 times the price. You know, people are in business not to, deliver you the product, but to make money first. So let me continue playing this. Don't want to talk your ear off, but just a nugget for you to think about.
That's why you're seeing that rush for the bigger ticket items.
Okay, so it's about the bottom dollar there. So we learned yesterday that China exempted some U.S.-made microchips from tariffs. Does this indicate that China is backing down on some level?
I really don't think so, Alex. I mean, it shows that there's a willingness, right, of the cooperation. But as we have seen with the prior trade war that's still in existence, there is so much rhetoric. And because of this conflicting comments between Trump and the Chinese officials about if a deal is happening, we're going to just continue to be in this like push and pause, if you will, of do we make more things? Do we hold off? What do we do? So I'm kind of hesitant to see that this is like a victory, if anything, for Trump.
Well, walk us through what is happening at our West Coast ports. I mean, how much of a drop in shipments from Asia are they experiencing?
We are seeing a massive, massive drop, Alex.
Wow.
You are looking at a 44% decrease in vessels.
That's all you need to know. 44%, a massive drop. And when people get wind or word of this, they are going to start hoarding. Okay. Let me continue.
Year over year coming in. And what's really key here, Alex, are the people that move the containers. You need people to move trade. If you have 40% less containers coming in, that is going to impact the people that are the truckers, the railroads, the warehousing. This is more than just us consuming and us bringing in orders. There's an entire supply chain here that is connected to jobs. And so the longer this goes, Alex, we're going to see some significant impact here in terms of employment. In fact, the Port of Oakland, which is a huge port that relies on both imports and exports, are very, very balanced. They've got a 50-50 split. They already started warning on Friday about the detriment when it comes to jobs and the exposure with this.
As you well know, Lorianne, we have seen this week the CEOs of the nation's top retail stores meeting with President Trump and warning the tariffs could no doubt lead to these shortages. Even if a deal is reached soon, are we in for at least some troubling times ahead?
I believe we are. And the reason why is that trade takes time to move, and you also have to order it. The fact that we've had a pause in all of these manufacturing plants. I have had sources tell me in China that there are factories that have literally shut down because they're not making any products for the United States. So if you think about it, remember with COVID, everything shut down and then everything ramped back up. And so what happens is once you hit that unpause button, it's going to be that rush to make the materials and then get the product on the vessels and back here, which causes congestion and raises freight prices.
Well, there you go. So it doesn't look good. Again, just try to prepare yourself for what is about to come. I don't want you guys to panic. But it's just, something to have in the back of your mind as you're going to work. Maybe pick up, a little something. And also, if you do work in the industry where it requires you to drive groceries or route like the trucker business or route anything, this might impact you. So just that to keep in mind. But I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. Stay safe out there. And I hope Everything is well. Thanks.